Between the years of 2018 and 2020, I battled with anxiety and I started using dragon fruit and the pink sauce was created.
I'm just a little worried about it being swollen, and I don't know if this is considered swollen or not.
Look at this! It don't even say pink sauce on this.
And I opened it up and I had to stick my finger inside of it, but there is a piece of glitter.
What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products. This is giving beige sauce. I created the pink sauce, which is a vibrant, beautiful, scrumptious, delicious sauce, and that is not what y'all getting. I did not sell my bread. I did not give away my bread. These people just took permission and abused it.
The pink sauce lady, Chef Pii, has a problematic past. She blew up online with her disgusting looking sauce. Chef Pii went on to sell this product to her fans, despite the sauce's rotting smell and lack of nutritional information. Once customers got their sauces, some fell sick and others questioned the product's safety. Now Chef Pii claims that her sauce brand has been robbed and she's gone broke due to bad business. But that was until her business partners exposed her for lying. So instead of taking accountability, Chef Pii is coming out with a new disturbing product, her blue sauce. So let's get into it. We're going to be talking about the pink sauce created by Chef Pii. Honestly, I've never seen a more controversial condiment than the pink sauce. Not only does it look like Pepto-Bismol, but it also has had a few different scandals that we're going to dive into. Now, Victoria Shaw, also known as Chef Pii, is from Florida, and she created this pink sauce that blew up on TikTok. She marketed this sauce as something that you could put on anything, and it went viral watching her put it on hamburgers and fried chicken because the pink color of it all is a little bit off-putting.
What inspired that?
Between the years of 2018 and 2020, I battled with anxiety and I started using dragon fruit to build the levels of magnesium in my body. That's how I became fond of the coloring of the red dragon fruit. And the pink sauce was created.
Okay.
Honestly, I never thought of putting like a passion fruit sauce on like a savory dish, but that's what she went for. And it eventually paid off, but there's also been a lot of backlash. Just to break down the sauce itself, it's made with dragon fruit, sunflower seed oil, honey, chili, and garlic.
When you got your mama filming for you.
So Chef Pii had this life-changing moment. Her sauce went viral on the internet and everyone wanted to try this mysterious sauce. But Chef Pii is just like, you know, a young woman in Florida. She doesn't have a big manufacturing plant. So when she started to sell these sauces, a lot of the first buyers complained about damaged bottles and rotten smelling sauce. One TikToker said, "You are selling rotten sauce to people in this summer heat," which I feel like that could be like illegal. Like, isn't it like illegal to sell people like rotten food that you could like die from? One of the biggest red flags at the beginning was the fact that the bottle listed milk as one of the ingredients without directions to refrigerate the product. It also doesn't contain preservatives, which I feel like when we hear preservatives, we're like, oh, so bad, which there are some bad parts of it, but when it comes to a sauce, you need those preservatives. A lot of the complaints revolve around the bloated bottles, which is a sign that the product within the bottle is starting to like ferment. So it's starting to expand, which is like rotting. If you have a product that smells like a sauce or like a meat container, then do not eat it. And I think a lot of the people who first bought this sauce saw how the sauce came to their door and then realized something was very wrong.
I'm just a little worried about it being swollen, and I don't know if this is considered swollen or not, or if that's what the bottle is.
No. Look at this. Oh my God. Look at this. It don't even say pink sauce on this bitch.
That bottle looks so nasty, you can tell it was not shipped properly, nor does it have a proper seal. And a lot of the people who were buying this product picked up on some of the inconsistencies. Like, for example, one label listed the product of having like 1 tablespoon servings. That adds up to 28 cups or 224 ounces, which is a lot, like 14 pounds of sauce, not adding up. The math is not mathing. Also, the label misspells the word vinegar. So who's quality checking this? As for the product being FDA approved, Chef Pii claims that the product is created in an FDA approved lab, yet she didn't even know that FDA was for food. I mean, she didn't know the F in FDA stands for food. I guess she was quoted saying, "I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce does not contribute to your health." Well, it may contribute to the decline of your health, because if she doesn't know that FDA is supposed to approve food, then I doubt that it's FDA approved.
What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. The pink sauce don't contribute to your health. I never said that.
So right off the bat, customers are concerned. They put in their orders. She was only prepared to ship out a few hundred, and she got orders for thousands. There was a lot of lack of information about the nutrition facts. The ingredients were all screwed up. The labels were bad. The preservatives were not present, so the sauce was rotting. Because people were getting all these bad orders, they started to dig into the business behind the pink sauce. So the pink sauce is produced in Florida, and there are cottage food laws in Florida that allow unlicensed home kitchens to produce food for sale that present a low risk of foodborne illness. But sauces are not part of this cottage food law. So sauces are not allowed to be produced at home because they do risk illnesses. Well, the website notes that the pink sauce is produced by Flavor Crazy Incorporated in Hollywood, Florida. Florida's regulations state that you must produce or package cottage food at the residence of a natural person. The address above is a block of an office space, so if pink sauce is produced there, it's in violation of the statute. Essentially, Pink Sauce Lady says that I can produce my sauce if it's at home and it's a low risk product. But the fact is that you cannot produce sauces at home because that does not fit under the laws. And then also, despite you not following that law, you're also not even producing it at home. You're producing it in another space which is not legally approved. Botulism is a disease and one of the main concerns for this sauce because it's a toxin that appears when contaminated food is ingested, and essentially not knowing the pH of this sauce can lead to this disease. If it's not properly preserved, we don't know what the pH of this product is. Some people say on TikTok when the bottle is opened up, it pops or fizzes or gas is formed, which is an indication that there could be pathogens, really nasty pathogens in that sauce.
Okay, y'all starting to scare me now. Do you see how bloated that bottle is? Why is it bloated? That comes from a buildup of bacteria that has created a gas due to lack of refrigeration. There are ingredients in this sauce that should be held at a certain temperature. It should be kept cold. And due to lack of refrigeration, bacteria has built up in the package, causing the plastic to expand.
Now, there's a TikToker named Allie who actually went viral because she bought the sauce, and after taste testing it, she found a piece of glitter in the bottle. She then sent it to the lab for testing because she's trying to figure out what the hell she just ate.
Okay, so I just want to address this comment right here. After going back and looking at the video, I was like, yeah, you are right. So I pulled out the bottle and I opened it up and I had to stick my finger inside of it, but there is a piece of glitter inside the bottle. I don't know if it came from the label, because if you look here, there is glitter all over the label, just like people say it's stuck on with glitter glue. So, is it edible glitter? Am I going to die? Is it safe? And you can see like all these pieces in there. I don't think there's any other glitter in there that I can see until it hits the side of the bottle. But my bottle, again, is missing the front label. I don't know where it is, if she took it off, but everyone else seemed to have a front label. Mine doesn't have anything.
Something that's problematic about Chef Pii is that she is very defensive. I mean, if you're going to put out a trash product, get ready to answer for a trash product. And she did not like Allie's response, which led to like a full-on TikTok feud between them. Although the TikToker was very nice about the review, Chef Pii was pissed, and they both went on to a talk show where the host and the audience took Chef Pii's side without knowing the background information. And it's just really weird how she's navigated her way through social media, because it's really put a bad taste in my mouth mouth, and it's not helping the reputation of her business or her sauce.
Because my producers did tell me that the reason that we had to separate the couches is because you didn't feel comfortable in sitting next to Chef Pii.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't met her yet, and just kind of the last line of her saying that I harassed her just didn't make me uncomfortable, because I never set out to harass anybody. And I think that's like a little bit delusional to say something like that.
I think it's delusional to send a sample to a laboratory after you stuck your finger in it.
Okay, so let's talk about this.
Okay, Chef Pii, it's delusional to go and send it to the lab after you stuck your finger into it. But it's not delusional to have a piece of like glitter in the product. Like, where is the front label? Like, there's a lot of things that she's not answering to.
So when I was doing the review, there was just so many red flags that I saw in it. Like the label, you know, when you make a USDA label, you have to put in batch numbers, because if something were to be recalled, you have to be able to trace it down to the salt and pepper that is in something.
It's interesting to see how people react to this TikToker, because what she's saying is straight up facts. I mean, she's literally going by the code, and yet the pink sauce lady, Chef Pii, just cannot understand that.
Like, if it does have dairy in it, you see all these concerns. You saw my TikTok. I follow you. You have my address, my phone number, my email. If once I posted my original video, if you wanted to make things right as a business owner, when you create a product, that's your pride and joy. You send it off to someone, they don't like it. You're like, oh my gosh, like that's my pride and joy. Let me fix it.
You weren't contacted by Chef Pii?
Oh, you're saying that you contacted me.
No, I'm saying you didn't contact me.
Okay, but why would I contact someone who's fabricating something on the internet?
Nothing was fabricated.
To be honest, you're not special. Why should I lose my mind and approach you directly when you're fabricating something on the internet?
Well, I will say this, because I want to hear both of your sides. I will say this. As Chef Pii, as a businesswoman, no matter what someone reviews your products, unfortunately, everyone is special to you, because that's going to be your business.
Yeah, I really don't like her approach there, saying, oh, you're not special. People do food reviews all the time. It just happened that this product was so outrageously wrong that people were like looking at it and asking Chef Pii, like, why would you send this out to someone? There's nothing that I can see that this TikToker is trying to do maliciously.
I could have, you know, taken down the video and done my testing and kept it to myself, which I did.
No, you could have reached out to me like, hey girl, you know what? I see what you're doing, it's amazing and all. I'm a supporter, but I think you should look into this. Take this step. Did you research this? And also, and I'm gonna touch your hand when I say this. When I said that you're not special, I meant that as you're not special as far as someone trying to hurt me. So I didn't take it as a direct insult, because I know the industry and I know how people use different topics to build their platforms.
It's the denial and delusion for me. Like, I can see what Chef Pii is trying to allude to. People exploit celebrities, products all the time for some clout. But this woman was not doing that. And also, like, you want your customers to go and say, hey, like, hey girl, like, I think next time you should like put the front label and like maybe like put some gloves on so the glitter doesn't get into the sauce. Like, no, we're not running your business. Have some accountability.
I think this is a moment of reflection.
Absolutely, and I think it's a moment of learning on both parts.
I think the learning is more on your part.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's being real. And then being real here. Because I literally.
Honestly, I cannot imagine Karamo like sitting there and saying like, you need to learn a lesson. She didn't call her names. She didn't do anything. She just like, you know, got her receipts in order and checked her. But, you know, since then, this TikToker, Ali, has gone on to Atosi's channel and she's cleared her name, which actually Atosi and I had like a dinner one time in Virginia, and he was really nice. So it's so interesting to like meet these people and like remember back in the day, like I met him. Maybe one day I'll see him again, but yeah, here's that clip.
I don't think that you're really in the wrong at all, because you're just a customer and you were just showing your full experience of the sauce. Once people pointed out, hey, there might be glitter in it, then you double checked and then you ended up sending it to a lab. I don't think you're in the wrong here at all. And you're by far not the only person that's criticized this sauce. And you're also not the most like, you were very tame compared to a lot of other people criticizing this sauce.
I actually question if Chef Pii is targeting Ali, because she can tell that Ali isn't necessarily aggressive and she can make her seem like she's the villain here when in fact, like, Chef Pii has some things to answer to. Like, Allie is not the villain, and she's nice enough to where she's like almost apologizing for her part when she did nothing wrong.
On your TikTok, you were teasing that you were going to reveal the test results on the show that you went on to. And what happened there? Did they just tell you we're not going to show these results?
I am not positive. I kind of just went on there and went in there sight unseen. And I guess it just wasn't something that was important at the time to the network.
Yeah, because it seemed like they kind of picked the narrative they wanted to go with, and anything that could interfere with that, they probably threw to the side.
This is one of the big problems I have with mainstream media, and if I ever have the opportunity to reach that point, I am not going to go and censor and hide the truth just so I can get the pink sauce lady on my on my couch so I could like make her feel good about herself. Like, no, honestly, Karamo should have sat there, got those results, and completely checked her for what it is.
That's when I was like, okay, like let's send this off for lab testing. And
yeah, did you actually send it to a lab?
So I did send it to a lab. I sent it to a university. They don't test like for certain bacteria. They just test for the bacteria amount. And I feel like those results were so hyped up when they were meant really to be more so like those results aren't accurate enough to be like, here, this is what they are. Let's all attack Chef Pii, because that was never, that was never my intention. If that was my intention, it would have already been a video made, said, and done.
Honestly, Allie's not wrong at all. And I feel like when it comes to the results, she has a point. There isn't like, there's not consistency among all bottles. We've seen some that have different colors. There's some with different labels. I don't think her one bottle would have told the entire story. But Karamo, that TV show host, later on did apologize to her because what was he thinking? Like, clearly she was not acting malicious. Why would she need to learn a lesson about a bad business that she does not own?
So I want to start off, the clip that just played, there's something I said at the end of it, which is, Allie, there was learning that you need to do. And actually, I want to start off this whole thing with saying the learning wasn't just on your part, it was actually on my part as well. Because Allie, I want to know from you directly, and this is in all sincerity, if when you were on my show, if you felt like I gaslit you last time you were, on this show, it's all about healing, learning, and growing. And I would not be able to sit here and hold all of my guests accountable if I wasn't able to do that for myself. That's why it was important for me to give you an apology right now and tell you sincerely that I'm sorry.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
I like how the pink sauce lady there is just sitting there like probably so annoyed because she does not want this girl to get any more attention. But after this fiasco, there were more stories coming in of people getting sick, some people dying, and there were some that were fake, some that were true, and a lot to just kind of sift through. There are some people sharing stories online saying that their 13-year-old daughter is like in critical condition in the hospital after having this pink sauce. Then some people started posting in the hospital saying, stop eating the pink sauce, look where I ended up. And actually one person took it as far as to completely fake their death and blame the pink sauce, which ultimately just led to a lot of backlash on this TikToker side and just like a lot of drama for the pink sauce brand to handle.
A lot is going down. First and foremost, I want to go on record and say, because people are saying that she wants to sue me, I have never tried pink sauce. I have never bought pink sauce. I am in no way affiliated with pink sauce.
So this guy hasn't even tried the pink sauce before, but he's made this claim that he had died from it, which I think is probably part of the reason why Chef Pii is so defensive against Allie, that TikToker, because people are making outrageous stories like this.
Second off, the second video, which references the first video, just says that I'm not feeling good and that I ate it. Second off, when I say I ate the pink sauce, it's not trademarked, unfortunately, so you don't know which pink sauce I am talking about.
Okay, he can go on and say, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know which pink sauce I'm talking about. If there are claims that were put out there that monetarily hurt her business because you said you died from it, it doesn't matter if you said, oh, the pink sauce, it could be any pink sauce. I mean, if you were to go in court, they would know exactly which pink sauce you're talking about, especially when you're making videos like this, that it's not like, oh, she has to be trademarked. It's like, no, you defamed the product. We all knew what you're talking about. You can't just say, oh, you guys don't know what I was talking about. Well, you kind of admitted it.
Third, I never said that I was dying or anything like that. I just said in loving memory. Yes, that implies death, and I understand that's wrong, and a lot of y'all are probably like, oh my God. But I was never ill. I have never been ill like that. The only illness I have is mental.
Now, because of all of this bad press, eventually the FDA said, no, you need to stop making this sauce. But Chef Pii did not stop. She partnered with a brand called Dave's to make this sauce legit and safe, which is good for her. And honestly, something if I was in her position, I don't know if I would have been able to do this. Like, I don't know in hindsight, but I feel like as soon as she popped off, she should have done like a pre-order thing and then just like figured out a partner right away, because she couldn't handle this all on her own. Despite the reputational damage, Dave's was able to take this sauce and produce it, and now it's actually available and it's made in a safe facility, not an office located in Hollywood, Florida without any AC. But props to Chef Pii for holding out, because she got a deal with Walmart, so her sauce is everywhere. So she should be cashing in big time now, so you'd think. Unfortunately, Chef Pii must not have experience signing contracts, because she signed this deal, it blew up her product, and now she doesn't even have enough money to buy her kids food. She actually launched a GoFundMe this summer to ask for financial assistance because the deal that she signed left her broke. She's asking for $100,000 from her fans, claiming that she spent a lot of money on marketing and now her partner's not reimbursing her, so she's in the hole. She also claims that she was silenced and sabotaged on social media. I don't know if she's gonna get $100,000 from her fans, but at one point she earned $25,000, so she does have some supporters. I don't know if this is the best way to go about it, because I think hiring a lawyer would be a smarter move, but if she is really broke, then she probably doesn't have the funds to do so. But even though people are donating up to $25,000 worth, there are a lot of people who are donating in despise of her, saying, hey chef, did you figure out what FDA does yet? Perhaps you should have taken in the constructive criticism instead of rejecting and becoming arrogant and condescending. So it doesn't seem like her press tour really did her well, because now people don't really have any empathy for her. One person even donated $5 to say, you are not special, which is exactly what she said to that TikToker who tried to hold her accountable.
Why would I contact someone who's fabricating something on the internet?
But nothing was fabricated.
To be honest, you're not special.
Another person wrote, karma sucks, huh? Be humble. I can't believe everyone is donating to send their 2 cents. Girl, everyone knows that in royalty contracts, you don't start getting paid any royalties until the sales go through. Your sauce was a bust. Sales were a joke and the reviews were piss poor. It's all on clearance. You probably haven't been paid yet because you aren't entitled to anything. Because Dave's is her partner and they are a big company, they did respond to her claims. They said Dave's Gourmet has adhered to the terms agreed with Ms. Shaw. We disagree with Ms. Shaw's allegations. Dave's Gourmet has paid Chef Pii over $120,000 to date, and it continues to make all payments due and on time based upon the terms of the contract.
So first of all, I want to acknowledge this $120,000 that they've responded to the blog saying that they paid me. So number one, it wasn't an upfront payment of $120,000 straightforward. It was sent to me partially, and then also a huge chunk of that money went towards me paying for Airbnb and paying for hotels, because mind y'all, I was homeless for 6 months following this, in which I kept having a security issue because I was promised that I would receive legal help for people spreading false narratives about the pink sauce. However, that never happened. This is giving beige sauce. I created the pink sauce, which is a vibrant, bright colored, beautiful, scrumptious, delicious sauce, and that is not what y'all getting. And then also in regards to work, I'm comparing, call me delusional, but yes, I'm comparing myself to Beyonce. If Beyonce went dead ass broke, would you tell her to get a job? No. You would tell her to get another gig, and that's what I'm doing. I did not sell my bread. I did not give away my bread. These people just took permission and abused it.
Now, when it comes to the industries, they're all corrupt. I mean, I'm sure there is a little bit of truth to what she's saying. I mean, and the sauce does look beige, like it is not giving pink sauce. But at the same time, contracts are contracts. And if you did not fully understand it, that's not your fault. And it probably would be a different situation if the sauce was all over the place. I mean, I haven't gone to a friend's home and ever seen this sauce before. So I don't really think that it's like, you know, a household item. And if it was, she probably would be seeing a little bit more money.
It's like, long story short, these people defrauded me. So I would have to sue them for fraud, because it's not only the calculation of the royalty, but it's everything else that is deteriorating my business and my brand.
So Dave's put out their statement, she put out her statement, so they decided to respond again. And they went to their website and put out receipts. I'm not kidding, guys. They put out the entire receipts between them because they want everyone to know the truth. They signed an agreement August 2022 with all of their, companies attached. There is an agreement to post about the sauce 3 times a week on her page. And essentially her partner, Dave's, was in charge of achieving the shelf stability that the sauce never had. According to the agreement, she received an upfront payment of $45,000, and then she gets increments of that $120,000 that she's got left to get paid. So she did get a sign-on bonus at first, which is again how contracts work. Now, because Dave's took on her failed business, they had to take on all of those customers that she screwed over. So going into the agreement, they had about $30,000 they had to pay in refunds to people who were unhappy with the brand before they can move on and sell their new products. So they had to go and clean up her mess, which is another part that she's leaving out. They also explained that they're not receiving a lot of money for this sauce because it includes dragon fruit, which is very expensive. So they weren't even really sure how much she was going to make or they would make. I mean, it seems like they're losing money in this deal. In fall of 2022, so literally a few months after she received her sign-on bonus, she was going broke. So actually, Dave's decided to give her more money, I guess about $40,000, without charging her interest or fees. But in March 2023, she had spent everything, so Dave's sent her more money. It sounds like Dave sounds more like an ex-husband or like a baby father, like sending money to her children because she can't afford. That's not part of the contract. They should not be able to just go and send her another $40,000, another $5,000. And it seems like once she fell broke in early 2023, she started to ask more questions about the business side. And even though she's asking about this information and asking to be included on meetings, she only showed up to like 2 of them. So she's not involved in the business at all. Well, in February 2023, she requested a $10,000 expense and marketing to throw a birthday party, including a $800 dress that she's asking her business partner to pay for because she cannot afford. And they actually went back and asked like her to, provide a smaller budget. Maybe they can help out, but like really, this is not their responsibility. Now, by May 2023, she had spent all of her $120,000. They've been giving her so much money, so she's run out and they have no more to give her, especially after she's submitting expenses like personal expenses for the grocery store, for shoes, for shopping, for trips. She's just charging everything to the business. And they literally provided all the receipts. Like they are not the ones to be covering this, and they're taking out of her payments, and essentially she's going to run broke because she's spending all of her like income she hasn't even received yet on frivolous things. Dave's Gourmet has kept this timeline of information private until she went to social media with defamatory statements. So in total, she's received $147,000 in payments, more than $120,000. So really, Dave's like shut her up big time. I feel like Karamo would still tell Dave's like, you're in the wrong, just because he doesn't pay attention. In August 2023, they tried to work out their differences, but essentially Chef Pii said that you need to pay her $1.5 million if you want to continue making her sauce. And they are like, hold up, no, you're not going to extort us for money. This is not happening. They actually put out a statement in response to her GoFundMe saying, we are a family-owned business. We are asking for your support. Her GoFundMe page is fraud. She is lying about everything. And it just seems like, oh my gosh. Actually, someone from Dallas donated $24,000 to her campaign. We want people to know the factual information. $24,000 to her campaign. That's why she had 25K, not because of all those fans, but because of one person. Rest in peace, pink sauce, right? I mean, I can't see it coming back from there, but Chef Pii isn't done yet because she is now introducing and promoting her blue sauce. I mean, are we in a reality right now? Like, what is going on? Her blue sauce? Okay, go ahead, Chef Pii. Create your blue sauce.
All right, y'all. So when I first started pouring, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so dark. But it tastes good, but I didn't really like how it looked. Now, once I started pouring the one that had the lighter color, and oh my gosh, I was like, oh, this is
it, right?
And yes, I'm doing a longer, fuller eating video because y'all really think that I don't consume my products, but I really, really do.
I don't know if I want to try the pink sauce, the blue sauce, or any of these sauces, but I want to hear if you guys have tried it below. Comment below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.